All right, and I think we're live. Username, how's it going, man? How you doing? Good lord, what the fuck is wrong with my voice? No, I might be talking too much. Good lord. Yark, how's it going, man? Is it fun? Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're right. We were watching something at the end of last stream. We were watching Panda, how's it going, man? How you doing? Milosh, how's it going? I've been falling asleep recently, so haven't been many streams. All good, man. All good. You shouldn't be up till 5 a.m. anyway. Username, you're good. Luvion, how's it going, man? How you doing? Okay, we're at 7:52. Good. Okay. Oh wait, we saw the meeting between Sharon and Raynette already? Yes, yeah, we just got that at the end of last stream. Okay, are we adopting that Pushkar? We can talk about it. Can we talk about it? How's it going, man? How you doing? Let me know what you guys think about the new thumbnail. Kami, how's it going, man? Thumbnail good? Alright, let's get the new Dancing to the Light. Is that Dr. Z? Maybe. Oh, thank you, Zelda. DSV, how's it going? Yeah, okay. What honorific name would you make for yourself? Well, I don't know. I would have to think about that. Justin, how's it going? Of course it is. I don't know. I don't get me wrong. I generally like the one that I think Milosh came up with that one. Like the I feel like the Ankh who drinks tea can be replaced with something else. I feel like there's a better the master of the world, the ruler of the banks who simps. Okay, I think we can replace that last little bit too, and then we'll be good. Novelty. I made it in like 10 seconds. Hey, good for you, mate. Good for you. You might have a feature as a writer, Milosh. Let's just get this changed really quickly. Since we already did Wordle and connections last night, and by did I mean fucked up, we will just do I think Lexicon we still have to do, and thing was taken, and then we'll call it. You need to have mom in your honorific name. True. Praise be to Wiz, the banger of your mom. Oh fuck, we did Lexicon too? Piece of shit. Okay. Alright, we're taking... Okay. The unaging gentleman who favors tea. That's actually not that bad either. I mean, unaging is, I think everyone's gonna take a problem with that, but I mean... And plus, would you pray to an honorific name when it has the name, when it has the word man in it? I feel like no, right? The winner of race, volume to race 4, yes. Look at that. The difference between me and Easy getting to chapter 600 was 3 hours. Easy beat me by 3 hours. No, that means you're forever gonna be an Ankh. Fuck you. The Easy beat me to 600 by, I think, 3 hours. I beat him to volume 4 by about a day. So really our delta in like the past 150 chapters or so has been like 21 hours, which is impressive for both of us, really. The Anku doesn't understand this world. At that point, just hit me with the Anku doesn't understand technology. You'll be Ankhed even 100 years later. Well, I mean, yeah, but 100 years later, I mean, if I'm 100 and people are calling me Ankh instead of Gramps, we're chilling, really. This could be anywhere, bro. This could be like the mountain hills of Montana all the way to like Tajikistan or some boat. Like, what the fuck? By the way, did you get the job? Will you be streaming less? I don't know, Dr. Z. I hear back at the end of this week, so like Thursday, Friday. I'll let you guys know. If I do get the job, yes, I will be streaming less. What that looks like, I don't know. Exactly. We will figure that out. The enemy of the Wiz in the Beyonder world, the god of steam and machinery. Ideally, I get the job, work for a couple months, and then we do good enough on YouTube, and then we just quit the job, and then we don't even have to worry about it. That's ideal. That is not Asia or Africa. I'd probably say Norway, but I'd be wrong. This could literally be anything, man. This could be like the hills of Montana. I don't fucking know. Or it could be like... or it could be like one of the Scandinavian countries, like DSV mentioned. I don't know. All right, we'll go with Finland. I feel like Finland would have a lot of this space. Mongolia. I was never gonna get that. A red roof, Norway staple. Apparently it's a Mongolia staple too, DSV. Oh, this is nice. Immediately I'm thinking something like, okay, so Deloitte, so it's okay. This isn't Big Ben, is it? No, that's not Big Ben. What am I saying? If you played Final Fantasy XIV, you would have gotten Mongolia. Wait, so when did you tell me? What? The Mercedes. That's Backland. Oh, yes. I'll get right on that. Tarsi, H&M, Zara, Moscow? You think so, Keelan? I don't know. It doesn't feel cold enough to be Moscow to me. I wasn't looking at stream. Oh, piss off. Wait. What side are they driving on? Hold on. Is there a fuck? There's no fucking streets. Piece of shit. I'm from Belarus, so pretty sure. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I mean, I don't think it's Moscow, but I mean, fuck it. We'll take Kellyanne's word for it. Let's go. Or we'll take Keelan. Would it be Keelan? Let's go Moscow. Keelan, not too far away. We'll give you that. Not Moscow, Poland. That's fine. What pathway do we control in the Church of the Wiz? I would like to think one of the intelligent ones, but it realistically it depends if it's a morning stream or afternoon stream. If it's a morning stream, it's basically like it's some kind of intellectual pathway. If it's the night stream, we're on the devil pathway for sure. Okay, so this is Japan. Tokyo. This could be anywhere. Osaka. Sendai. Here. We'll go to Nagoya, but really could be anywhere. Ichimonji. Or no. Ichinimoya, rather, sorry. That's pretty close. That's close. Whoa. Is this Dubai? This might be Dubai. Am I crazy? Zaza, that's what I was thinking. It is? Okay. Dubai, 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 Dubai. We'll go with Abu Dhabi, I guess. Or I guess it could be Qatar too. That's fair. Singapore. Oh, that's such a bad guess. Kill me. Singapore. Good for you, dude. This looks awesome. What the fuck? Athens? Rome? Fuck you. Everyone said Dubai. Fuck all of you, okay? I mean, I said it too. This could be like Athens or Rome. How did none of... I don't know. I was gonna go Rome. I was gonna go like Athens or Egypt. Bro, I've seen that building on Singapore travel brochure and I don't remember it. No, piss off, FQ. Okay, everyone is saying Egypt. If we get this wrong, I swear to God, literally, I'm thinking it's like Greece or some bullshit or like ancient Rome or something, okay? If this is not Egypt, we end stream right now. Libya. Okay. All right. Good stream, guys. I'll see you guys later. All right, that's it. Fuck off. All right. No, we'll just. I like the toy fold one. This one is good. This one has like really good photos generally. Oh no, it's the same one. Sorry, that's why. When taken, there we go. This one. This is not fiction. This seems like equal justice under law. So, in my mind, this is... In my mind, this is in like Washington or something. Post-Capitol raid? No. Worldo? I did used to play that postcard. I think this is in like Washington because that seems like maybe the... I don't think this is the This is not the Capitol building, but it might be. But it might be like the fucking where the Supreme Court sits or something, or like the Congress Library maybe. It's one of those. So we're gonna go to Washington. Recent 2019. Washington 2022. Nice. Oh, pro-abortion. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Granville Hotel. Hearn and Co. Limited. This definitely looks World War II-esque. Hearn & Co. Granville. This doesn't unfortunately give me a lot. Chemist. I'm thinking something like UK. Is that crazy? No, but UK in World War II wouldn't have a photo this nice. UK in World War II was fucking apocalyptic. Luxembourg, maybe? Oh, that's actually not a bad guess. Luxembourg was pretty chill. We'll go with Luxembourg, sure. Queen, Plague, how you guys doing? 1930? We'll go with 30. 22, Ireland. Oh, silly. Oh, UK would have been a good guess then. Fuck. Crowd on Meagher Square during Free State Offensive Irish Civil War. I see, okay. Okay. Alright, we're gonna get started reading in like 2 minutes as soon as we finished When Taken, okay? Boulevardy Blue. Okay, one of my EU frogs, please tell me you know what the fuck language this is. What the fuck is this flag? Kinda worried that Crunchyroll will not advertise Lord of the Mysteries, but accept good. I wouldn't even worry that much, Plague, because the truth of the matter is, I don't think, Kosovo? Oh, maybe. I don't think, you frog. Bro thinks it's Atriarch. That's actually from Ludwig, username, not Atriarch. Okay, there's 2 Albanias and a Kosovo. Kosovo flag, Albania flag. Albania. Okay, where is... okay, now, don't judge me. I don't know where Albania is, okay? We know you got it from Atriarch, though. I didn't. I got it from Ludwig. I used to watch Ludwig. I mean, I still watch his videos. I don't watch streams, though. I used to... yeah, I wouldn't worry about the marketing piece, though, because the truth of the matter is, I don't think many anime watchers watch stuff because they see, like, an advertisement of it. You watch it because you see it on YouTube or whatever, or you know, you're like someone you like on YouTube posts about it, so I don't think it matters that much. Where the fuck is Albania? Someone help me. Didn't even take it in high school? Fuck. I know it's a... should be Estonia, Latvia, Belarus, Poland, Slovenia, Slovakia, Moldova. Where the actual fuck is Albania? Yes, I know in the Balkans, motherfucker, but... here it is. We will go with... Vlor. Recent. 2013. 19. Okay. Yeah, pretty close. Okay, thank you. Thank you for Albania, guys. Definitely wouldn't have gotten that. This is not India, but it is southwestern, but it is Asia. I'm thinking that's fair, Milos. You were around the first to say Albania, or maybe you were the first. So I'm thinking something like Cambodia or something, or Malaysia. I mean, it could be Vietnam too. Should I send the Cardiverse collectible? I don't know. What is this? No, 1995. Definitely can't be Vietnam, because there wouldn't have been this much. Can be India. Absolutely not Vietnam. I don't think it's Vietnam either, but it could be like Thailand. Okay, we'll go with Thailand. Fuck it, we'll go with Thailand. It's Guatemala. It's Guatemala. No. No. Oh, we're so cooked. You're Vietnamese? Oh, okay. Oh, God. It's Guatemala. No. Papierhandel Protokollfabrik. So this is so definitely a Germanic language. Is this just German? Berlin? Maybe. This could be Berlin. No, not Polish. Or actually, that might be Polish. I don't know. Okay, we'll do 1920 Berlin. Copenhagen, Denmark. Not bad. Okay. This is fine. Okay, let's go. Alright, let's start reading. Okay, that's fine. Okay. 160 Bachland Street in the sunny study. The bookshelves were orderly arranged with a huge collection. At a glance, it appeared as though one had stepped into a library. Klein sat on a high-backed chair as he read the newspaper. He discovered that be it Sussex Times or the Bachland Daily Tribune, there was an additional advertisement in a striking spot, advertising selling 10% of the Bachland Bike Company shares. Mr. Stanton is rather effective. It's only been a couple of days, and he's completed the final financial checks and evaluation. He quickly suddenly his spiritual perception was triggered. He activated his spirit vision and saw Raynette Tyneker walk out of the void. She held the 4 blonde, red-eyed heads in her hand, with one reply having a letter in its mouth. A reply from Miss Sharon. As Klein had these thoughts, he reached out and received it with a nod. Thank you. As he spoke, he subconsciously glanced at the door, because standing outside was his valet. After tearing open the envelope and unfolding the letter, Klein scanned it and confirmed it was written by Sharon. She indicated that she had no intention of buying the biological poison bottle, and only might consider it after a period of time if it was still available. She's in a tight financial spot, or is she just saving money? Klein casually thought and instinctively felt it was the latter. This was because it was impossible for a demigod named Zotwin to keep staying in Bachland. For now, Sharon and Merrick had escaped the pursuit of the Rose School of Thought, and with their beyonder powers and unique traits of their sequence, it wasn't difficult for them to get money. Furthermore, they seemed to be in charge of illegal arms dealing in the Braveheart Bar. And there were backers behind Ian. Just this alone would make them plenty of money. As he thought about it, Klein saw Miss Messenger's 8 eyes looking up at him intently. He jumped up in fright, imagining that she was urging him to pay the debt he owed her. He cleared his throat and said, "There's no need to reply. I'll be paying the first installment within the week." Raynette Tyneker's 4 heads spoke one after another. There's no rush. There's no interest. Oh, that's sweet. 0 interest? Bro, drag out these payments. Miss Messenger's quite nice after all. As Klein sighed, Raynette Tyneker vanished from her spot, returning back into the depths of the spirit world. Okay, can someone tell me, do we ever get to find out what Raynette needs the fucking gold coins for, or is it just left to our imagination? I'm fine either way, but I just want to know. Like, do we ever get to know? After burning the letter and resting for half an hour, he walked to the door to inform Richardson to prepare the carriage. He planned on heading to the cathedral before his philosophy class in the afternoon. Imagination? Okay. The journey there was smooth sailing, and Klein arrived at the square outside St. Samuel Cathedral. After gaining the serenity from taking in the sights of the pigeons, he strode in towards the cathedral's main door and found a pew to sit in. Richardson sat diagonally behind him with his master's hat and cane. It must be a lot of bread. Mr. Shark, how's it going? As he emptied his mind during his prayers, Klein's spiritual perception was triggered once again. He instinctively opened his eyes and looked left. He saw the black-haired, green-eyed Leonard once again. This Nighthawk wasn't wearing a trench coat this time. He looked casual with his white shirt tucked out while matching them with straight trousers and a black vest. Good to hear. Seeing the middle-aged man with grey streaks at his sideburns, he smiled with a nod, retracted his gaze and closed his eyes in a bid to pray. He wasn't worried that the man would discover that he was watching him, because he only did a cursory sweep without any additional actions. It was inevitable for a good-looking, dignified gentleman to attract some attention. At this moment, the slightly aged voice in his mind sounded, "It's him." Right, okay, so yeah, the angel in in Leonard is sensing the uniqueness that Klein has. Romero, how's it going, man? She needs this much money to sustain herself in this economy. Inflation is crazy, yo. Nightwalker, how's it going? He didn't make my hard work of running over to the cathedral yesterday and today be in vain. Klein thought smugly. Leonard thought smugly. Klein was also pretending to pray in puzzlement. Where did this fellow Leonard become so pious? Although he's definitely more pious than me, he's not the type who would come to the cathedral every day. What's his goal? He seems to be observing me. Upon having this thought, Klein suddenly realized something. The grandpa in him is the angel from the Zoroaster family, making him an angel of the Marauder pathway. Blasphemer Amon is a king of angels of this pathway. He could discover the grey fog and try to infiltrate it. So it's possible that the grandpa in Leonard also senses the grey fog or the traces of its powers on me. Klein felt his heart in his throat. He felt like dangerous traps were surrounding him. But he maintained his praying posture, and the eyes under his eyelids remained motionless. His entire person was calm and reserved, identical to the cathedral's atmosphere. After an unknown period of time, he slowly got up and walked to the altar. He came before the donation box and threw in a total of 50 pounds again. Oh, dude, he has donated 150 pounds. And behind him, the believers who had finished their prayers walked out, including Leonard. About 10 minutes after, Klein walked out of the cathedral, and behind him, believers who had finished their prayers walked out, including Leonard. Without looking at the entrance, Klein leisurely clapped his hands, took his inlaid cane, and walked to the nearby carriage. Leonard was similarly feeding the pigeon on the square, but he didn't have any intention of following when he saw his target leave. Since the person had an ancient aura and the parasite inside him placed such importance on him, he obviously wouldn't dare to act carelessly. He didn't act directly, as it was extremely dangerous. He planned on making superficial investigations to gather the required intelligence. I'll see what the old man has to say when the time comes. Besides, it's not like there's any direction for the investigation right now. There can't be that many of that particular type of high-end carriage in Backland, no matter even if it's rented. It's easy to determine the source. Then I'll use the identity and background of that gentleman. Leonard was now an experienced Nighthawk and an elite member of the Red Gloves. At this moment, a pigeon spread out its wings, flew over. In its beak, there appeared to be a paper slip. Leonard frowned as he reached his left palm and saw the pigeon fly down before dropping the slip. Raising the paper slip, Leonard warily opened it. He saw 2 lines of text. Zoroaster. Parasite. Klein is going, listen, little bitch. If you're gonna peer into me, I'm gonna peer into you. And I know a lot more about you, you dumb fuck. Oh, shit. That's so cool. Ice cold, dude. Ice cold. Leonard's pupils constricted as he felt all his hair stand up. His emotions nearly exploded in that instant. This gentleman has seen through my secret? As expected of someone with an ancient aura. He might be one of the undying monsters from the 4th epoch. He's warning me that I shouldn't involve myself with him. At that moment, Leonard felt that every action the middle-aged man with the white sideburns and blue eyes had done left him shocked when he recalled them. He was not someone to be looked at or approached. He immediately lost all thought of investigating the man and said in a suppressed voice, "Old man, he might be an old friend of yours. If you wish to investigate, then it's best you wait till your strength recovers." Old man. The slightly aged voice repeated the 2 words, as if he found it suspect, but couldn't be certain. Leonard quickly converged his emotions and chuckled. So you're from the Zoroaster family. Wait, Leonard didn't even know that? At this moment, about 100 meters away at the intersection of the Phelps Street and the other street, Dwayne Dantas leaned onto the walls of the carriage as he slowly closed his eyes, hiding his wrinkled facial features in the shadows of the carriage. To the side of his valet, a middle-aged man wearing a dark red coat and triangular hat appeared, bowing to his master before disappearing. No one saw this illusory figure. The carriage slowly turned as a flock of pigeons flew up from the squares. Klein aura farming with it. Dude, this is like the equivalent of when Klein was Sequence 7, a magician, and he like did that Capim Villa thing, and then he bowed against the in front of the two demigods that popped up at the end. He was like, "Bye, bitches." This is the equivalent of that. It's like, "Oh, you're an angel? I don't give a fuck. I do what I want." After returning home and entering his room, Klein heaved a sigh of relief. If Leonard didn't accept the warning because of the grandpa's bewitchment, and he planned on writing another slip with the contents, "I know where Amon is." In between the lines, it'll tell blasphemer Amon that there's a Zoroast family angel here if you foil my plans. This wouldn't make Grandpa believe that Dwayne Dantas was so weak that he had to rely on others to fend him off. It was more of a friendly warning. If the two warnings weren't enough to rein him in, he would have no choice but to inform Amon. Yes, there's a high chance that this would scare them. There must be other ploys or difficulties for this grandma to choose to parasitize in such a shallow manner. He likely doesn't wish for me to flip the table. This all is thanks to Eridus. If he hadn't informed me ahead of time that Leonard has a marauder angel, I definitely wouldn't have noticed that I was targeted, much less have a suitable excuse and method of warning them. Klein didn't turn the bird into a marionette. Instead, he used his wraith to possess the pigeon. This was safer. I figured that, Dr. Z, but it's nice to have confirmation. Thank you. Klein calmly thought and didn't show the anxiety or flustered state from before. As he relaxed, there was a knock on the door. "Sir, the butler wishes to seek an audience with you. Please invite him in." The white-gloved Walter entered and said, "Sir, your philosophy teacher, Mr. Hammond, is here." "Mr. Hammond? Isn't this a friend that Klein knew from his time as Sherlock? Am I remembering this?" He had previously heard from Walter that Mr. Hammond was a believer of the Church of the Lord of Storm. It was the same for the famous scholar Lumi as well. No? I thought I remembered Hammond. Is that not a name I know? Okay, never mind. Many of the philosophers in the Lone Kingdom shared the same fate. This made him rather surprised, because to him, believers in the storm were irascible bros. From the looks of it, I have to change my stereotype and subjective impressions. The prerequisite to being a philosopher is not to have a wife or a cordial relationship with families. Klein lampooned as he said, "Alright, I'll head over now." Oh, that is horrid. I don't have it. I'm out of creamer, so tastes awful compared to normal, but it is what it is. 7:53. Bishop visits. Klein was born to be a philosopher. After the philosophy class, Klein had a feeling as though he hadn't slept in days. His mind was filled with names and concepts like skepticism, metaphysics, a priori, a posteriori. I've never heard of that one. Interesting. Nominalism, Rousseau's socialism, existentialism, positivism. What's your top 5 pathways? Bard, warrior. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, hold on. Let me get my notes. Warrior, Bard, Hunter, a Reader and Planter are clearly up there, fuck you. Monster? Maybe? Maybe? I don't know what the acting method for Monster looks like. That's gotta suck. Arbiter. Arbiter. I think 4. We'll take out Lawyer. We'll take out Monster, rather. Sorry. So that's 4. And then call me crazy, but criminal. Apprentice maybe doesn't sound bad, but it just sucks. It just sounds like it sucks. Like they don't have any good powers to like sequence 5 or 6. Kill me. What's your favorite anime? My favorite anime of all time? Vinland Saga, probably. Do I have any other 10 out of 10s? I'm curious. I really do need to get my anime list ported over. Give me a second, because I have a My Anime list, but it's on my personal account, so I do need to get it ported over to my, to like an account, and then I can, what are my 10 out of 10s? I'm curious. Completed. Jesus Christ, only 120? Interesting. I have not actually been active on My Anime list in a long time. There's a lot of anime I've seen that 4 is best girl, Milosh. Don't do that, Pushkar. Banana Fish was really good, but definitely not my favorite. But Banana Fish was really, really good. Go give Lord of the Mysteries novel a 10 out of 10 in my anime list right now. And Death Note I gave a 10, which I think I would still stick to. The ending was a little lackluster, but I think I would still give it a 10. Initial D I did enjoy. A Silent Voice is probably my favorite movie of all time. I've mentioned this before, but A Silent Voice is actually my favorite movie of all time. Like, I can't praise it enough. Odd Taxi. Yes, Odd Taxi I did give a 10 out of 10 and I stand by it. Odd Taxi was amazing. I gave Link Click a 10 out of 10? Really? Interesting. Old me was a little generous, I will say. I probably wouldn't give it a 10 right now, but it was good. I mean, I'd rank it like a high 8 probably, but still good. This one to annoy Dr. Z, top 5 worst pathways. Oh, you guys are not gonna end up liking this. Oof. Top 5 worst apprentice. Garbage. Up until astrologer, you can't do a fucking thing. Really, up until scribe, you can't do a fucking thing. Jesus Christ. Get me out of here. You watched the old JoJo OVA? I believe so, Justin. I think so. Apprentice. Garbage. Get me the fuck out of here. Corpse collector, get me out of here. Prisoner, get me out of here. Reader, get me out of here. And savant, get me out of here. Bottom 5. I don't know the order for that one, but we'll just... Okay. He hates knowledge. Seer is worse than apprentice? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Seer is better than apprentice? I think so. I agree. Okay. After the philosophy lesson, Klein had a feeling as though he hadn't slept in days. He had his mind filled with concepts. If it wasn't because the original Klein had studied history, which included some mastery of philosophy, he doubted that he had the ability to last through the last lesson. This wasn't his college lessons on Earth. They were one-on-one, making it impossible for him to sleep, daydream, or use his cell phone when he didn't understand something. Mr. Hammond is quite different from what I imagined. He's humorous, candid, and extroverted. His lesson wasn't dull, making him unlike a philosophy teacher. He doesn't have the normal stereotype of a Lord of Storm believer. During this process, he discovered that his servants were busy with their own duties. None of them were lazying about, but they were only stopping when their employer walked past. They would bow to greet him, clearly indicating how well-mannered they were. Taneha is very capable when it comes to the arrangement and management of household matters, after all. Klein walked through the corridor on the 3rd floor and walked to the half-open room. Before he walked in, Klein saw Butler Walter hanging 2 double-breasted hunting rifles on the wall, making the interior have a broad, bold feeling. This was a decoration every tycoon had. It's very easy to get approved for a hunting license. A double-barreled hunting rifle is potent, enough to allow the servants to fend off any criminals who wish to burgle or kidnap. After hanging the rifle up, Walter took 2 steps back, observed the hunting rifle, then took out a golden pocket watch from his inner pocket. He opened the pocket watch, looked at the lid's interior. His stern, old-fashioned face softened significantly. Klein coughed gently to inform the butler before pushing open the ajar door and walking in. Walter closed the pocket watch and bowed. "Sir, we've applied for 6 hunting licenses and bought 6 double-barreled hunting rifles and the corresponding canister cartridges." Klein had Death Knell hiding under his armpit, so he didn't mind too much. All he did was nod as a form of acknowledgement. He smiled and said, "Back when I was an informant from the Family Servant Assistance Association, I noticed that you already have a wife and child." A butler was the assistant to the employer. He was a confidant that knew many matters. Therefore, establishing rapport is very important. "Yes, back when I was a servant at the Viscount Conrad's manor, I had to have constant contact with a lady due to work. We began having feelings for each other, and we walked down the aisle in marriage and ended up having a daughter. She's studying at grammar school and wishes to pass Backland University's entrance exams, but that's something to consider only 2 years later." By the way, did something interesting happen in last stream? We got some 4th Epoch lore. Nothing beyond that. Upon mentioning his wife and daughter, this unsmiling butler unknowingly turned mellow. At present, all the churches were emphasizing the importance of family. It was to stem the stress and mental problems that arose from the tide of technological progress. The only difference was that different churches emphasized different matters. For Evernight, men and women were equal and helped each other out. For Storm, men were to work outside while women were to handle homely matters. For Steam, it was more about learning and to have knowledge do more of the work. All of them had strengths and they complemented each other. Klein said wistfully as he said, "Ma'am, Taneha seems to be single." "Yes." Walter's expression turned solemn again. In modern society, male and female servants do not enjoy equal treatment. I'm not referring to salary, but as a housekeeper, as a housekeeper is at the same level as butler or butler assistant, earning 25 to 50 pounds a year. Instead, I'm only talking about a deeper idea and belief. The church is trying to change it, but there's plenty of resistance. After all, the goddess isn't the only belief in loan. Male servants can get married, but if a female servant was to have a family, it implies the loss of her job or becoming the lowest laundress who only has a part-time employee that doesn't need to live at the employer's resistance. All of these will change when one reaches the rank of housekeeper. But this isn't something a young and inexperienced lady is qualified for. Oh, Amnesiac, what did you pop in? How's it going, man? Wait, have you been here for a while? Did I just not notice? Amnesiac's actually been here for a while. I just don't think I noticed. Klein didn't continue on the topic as he gently nodded. He turned to his butler and said, "I saw an advertisement on the paper regarding the sale of Backland Bike Company shares. Find a lawyer to an accountant to inquire about the exact situation. I'm rather interested in the industry. If the price is right, I might buy it." Sorry, Amnesiac. For a second, Klein thought of a problem. As a tycoon who had large sums of money, who had brought large sums of money to Backland to seek out better opportunities, it was impossible that he didn't pay attention to the sale of Backland Bike Company shares. Since he didn't know the prospects of this industry, he needed to hire people to understand it, or it wouldn't fit his persona. No, he can't afford to buy it from himself, he needs the money. Of course, I can also raise the price as a result, allowing me to sell those shares at a higher price. Yes, I have to remember to raise just a little and not be greedy. If I keep raising the prices, it'll end up back in my hand. I'll be crying. It would throw all my liquidity into it, and I won't be able to maintain my daily expenses. Yes, sir, Walter agreed. At 4:35, Richardson knocked on the door. Sir, Maury Macht and his wife, Ma'am Rihanna, as well as St. Samuel Cathedral's Bishop Electra, is here to pay you a visit. Maury Macht? A House of Common member? St. Samuel Cathedral Bishop? He smiled. Is there such a protocol? He had only attended 2 etiquette lessons and knew that at his stage, visits wouldn't be that direct. People would first send their butlers or servants to hand over an invitation or schedule a visit. Richardson habitually lowered his head and said yes. It's because Mr. Butler informed the girls that you would be home in the afternoon for the next week when he was delivering your name card and gifts. Under such a situation, neighbors who received your name card and have heard about you will observe the corresponding details. Not only can they send their servants to invite you over, but they can also pass by on an excuse on being out of an afternoon stroll at 4 or 5 to make a semi-formal visit. I used to misread it as Bishop Elytra. Bishop Electra. Oh, I see. Oh, the ladies will wear strolling attire, otherwise it wouldn't be decent enough. You can also invite them to have afternoon tea with you. Then why would Bishop Electra be here? Bishop Electra was a guest of the House of the Member of Parliament Mock's office in the afternoon. They must have mentioned you while having a chat and decided to pay a visit. His hands weren't affected by talking. He skillfully helped Dwayne Dantas adjust his attire. Klein tersely acknowledged, and after Richardson went forward to open the door, he walked out. Soon he saw 3 visitors in a small living room on the 2nd floor. We're not in Minecraft, Milos. Maury Macht was a classical Loanese gentleman. In his 40s, had deep outlines and a receding hairline. His face was long and thin. He was formerly military and entered politics after being discharged. He was a believer of the goddess and a member of the New Party. His wife Rihanna was from a family of lawyers. She provided plenty of funding for her family's political ambition. She was also a believer of the goddess. Electra wore a double-breasted clergyman's robes. He looked to be 40 and had deep blue eyes with a thin face. He wasn't good looking, but for some baffling reason, he was pleasing to the eyes. Klein had once met the bishop when he was donating. Upon seeing Dwayne Dantes appear, Mary mocked, took 2 steps forward and chuckled. I've been hearing for the past few days that a pious believer of the goddess has moved into 160. I've been wanting to pay a visit. We happened to be taking a stroll today and took the liberty to visit. Please pardon us for the faux pas. At such times, the only thing we need to do is praise the lady, Klein smiled. Praise the lady, Electra and Rihanna nodded. After exchanging pleasantries, Klein invited the guests to take a seat. A maid hurriedly delivered some tea and coffee. Housekeeper Tiana had already asked each of them what they wanted prior. Mr. Dantes, I hear you're a merchant from Desi Bay. I wonder what business you were previously engaged in, Maury asked before casually joking. Your last name makes me think of many things. He was referring to a protagonist of a particular best-selling novel by Roselle. Klein smiled and humorously asked in return, what kind of business does digging up What kind of business does digging up treasure count as? This was also related to the content of the best-selling novel. Without waiting for the Member of Parliament to answer, he said the answer he had long fabricated. I once had my own mine, but as you know, it will one day be mined out. Mining cities will also end up waning as a result. He was hinting that he was born in one of the resource-rich cities in Desi County. Gangs were rampant, and were many secret tycoons. If ordinary people were to investigate Dwayne Dantes, it would at least take them half a year. So, you came to Backland to seek out new opportunities? Bishop Electra asked. May I know who proselytized you into the church? Uncle, don't rush and take your time. I can't understand that. Might I suggest putting on your hearing aids, the Nightwalker? Ha, get fucked, loser. We're so back, baby. We're not old. Nightwalker's the old one. Haha, we got him. We got him. Okay, give me a quick second. I'm just gonna run to the washroom. Give me 2 seconds. Yo, okay. Wiz going to the Divine Kingdom. Klein had already walked through Bishop Electra's last question before, so he said with a sigh, "It was my father. He was a truly wise elder. Unfortunately, he passed away many years ago during an incident. When he said that, he infused the original Klein's emotions of losing his parents, him being in an alternate world with no home to return to, as well as the scars that resulted from his time in Tingen. He sounded calm and wore a slight smile, but there was a sorrow that forever lasted, hidden deep inside. I'm sorry for your loss. He must have entered the holy residence of the goddess, sleeping peacefully under her watch, Bishop Electra answered sincerely. Without waiting for Dwayne to respond, he looked up at him and invited. I don't think it should be lagging, Dr. Z. Someone let me know. There will be a moon mass the day after tomorrow for the deceased. It will help him sleep in the goddess's nation and receive eternal peace. I wonder if you're interested. Wiz, I will remember that and strike back when hundreds of chapters later when you read COI. No, like, okay. Nightwalker, I didn't start it, bro. You called me old first. Fuck you. The Church of the Evernight Goddess didn't have many festivals, and the most important one was Winter Gifts Day. The second most important was the Mass held during a full moon, known as the Moon Mass. The rest were just normal masses and prayers on the weekends. I would love to, Klein stood up and bowed. This gave him the perfect excuse to interact with the bishop and priests of the cathedral, and even the diocese bishop. Meanwhile, he came to realize why the Evernight pathway was interchangeable with the Death pathway. Both wielded the authority of serenity, eternal sleep, and darkness, represented the end and a destination. The lawyer pathway is interchangeable with the thing pathway because they're both about order. One's about manipulation of it, and one's about creation of it. Or, no, sorry. One's about creating it and manipulating it, while the other is about upholding it, rather. I think is a better way of putting it. Yes, yes, I'm writing it down, Mr. Shark. Interesting. Can I get I wonder if I can figure out the ones that I don't know at that point then. So lawyer and arbiter I know can be interchanged, so let's just color code these really quickly. Give me a quick second. Highlighter color, we'll go with like a thing. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Monster has to do with like... I feel like apothecary and planter should be interchangeable, I would assume. Apothecary and planter. Seems easy enough. You know, they both have to do with like plants and stuff. Spectator and monster, maybe? But then what does secret suppliant go with? Why is secret suppliant so different from everything else? Maybe secret suppliant secretly just goes with prisoner and criminal. Divine? Sure. By the way, I had such a good blackjack run yesterday. It was crazy. Oh, actually, I should just do my daily. I should have it available. Nice. Okay. The planter pathway and the apothecary pathway are interchangeable. Fucking piece of shit. Sorry, well, now that we're here, we'll just do a quick blackjack for the boys. And by the boys, I do mean for me. God damn it. piece of shit. I hate, god damn it, I hate this game. Kill me. Nice. Jack and King, come on. Come on. What is this luck? Oh, come on. It's fine. I have monies. God damn it. Okay, okay, really quick. Okay, we're just gonna do one more run through. As soon as if we lose this, we immediately stop, okay? And we need to read as well, Stan. Nice. He got 3-card blackjack. Oh. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. I just wanted to read anyway. Fuck it. I'm sorry. Where were we? Meanwhile, he came to realize... Nope, I already read this. Following that, Maury Mox didn't continue the topic regarding Dwayne Dantes' identity and background. He appeared as though he had only been asking in passing. He and his wife, Rihanna, had begun idly talking about their vacation expertise in Desi Bay last year. Having filled the gaps on this day by staying there for 2 days, Klein replied in a native tone as he shared his thoughts on the Desi specialty, roasted fish. During this process, he also pretended to unintentionally mention his hunting activities while he was doing business activities in West Balam. Now he was extremely familiar with the primitive forest over there. This was to build up the necessary foundation for the second layer to Dwayne Dantes' identity. Furthermore, West Balam was different from East Balam. The colonial factions from Lone and Intes were on par, allowing for frequent conflicts. Even the actively controlled regions would experience changes from time to time. To investigate the activity trajectory of the merchant or the adventurer wasn't easy. This was even more so the case when Dwayne Dantes was likely using a fake name. As for his hunting experience in West Balam's primitive forest, Klein didn't randomly fabricate stories, nor did he plagiarize from articles or magazines. He used what the Fog Sea's strongest hunter, Anderson, had previously mentioned regarding the glorious deeds as a blueprint. He drew on the details and abandoned the main storyline. What he fabricated was partially true and fake as well. Upon hearing the thick anacondas, man-eating fish, and the flowers which could capture their own prey in the forest, Rihanna would gasp out from time to time, afraid but also eager to know more. Justin, oh my god, fuck you, dude. Okay, fine, fuck you. They often had to force themselves to interrupt Dwayne's description to ask about more details. You really are an excellent hunter. Back when I was serving in East Balam, I never had the chance to enter the forest. I never expected it to be this dangerous. After this extremely dignified middle-aged gentleman finished his tales, Maury picked up a tiny piece of velvet cake and praised sincerely. I wish to invite you to go hunting if there's a chance in the future. Peer pressure actually did. As they conversed, a maid had delivered the afternoon tea pastries. A male servant served them from the side. Upon hearing the Member of Parliament Mock's semi-serious invitation, Klein replied with a smile, "I'm already looking forward to it." "You're too young to be an unk. You're making me..." Yeah, I know. They're so mean, Queen. What the fuck? After chatting a little more and discussing Backlund's pollution control, 3 guests suggested that they take their leave. As they had only acquainted themselves and weren't considered familiar yet, Klein didn't retain them. He sent them to the door with his valet, Richardson. As he watched the Bishop, Member of Parliament, and his wife leave, Klein's smile slowly disappeared until there was nothing left. He was rather pleased about the progress he had made. Bishop Electra was directly related to the Church of the Evernight Goddess, which was the main goal for him to return to Backland. Maury Mocht was a discharged soldier and a member of Parliament at present. Without a doubt, he belonged to certain military officer clubs and would be beneficial to his continued investigation of the Great Smog of Backland. Next up, I should slowly deepen our relationship. Klein returned to the living room and saw that the maid had taken away the remaining pastries and tea. He originally planned on having a little more. Regardless, we've all had this feeling. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like, there's like some leftovers or there's some like food in the fridge and you're really looking forward to it. Like maybe you're at school, you're at work, whatever, and you're like, damn, when I get home, I'm gonna enjoy those noodles or pizza or whatever the fuck. And then you get home and your brother's eaten and your brothers or siblings have eaten them, and then you want to just commit horrific crimes that would leave that would put you on trial for human rights violations. Holy fuck, dude. Oh my god. Regardless of the other types of foods, the pastries and desserts in Lone, especially Backland, were outstanding. As for the cook, which Dwayne Dantes had hired, he was skilled in that. Even Ma'am Rihanna was filled with praise about it. Klein also agreed from the bottom of his heart. Retracting his gaze, Klein didn't say a word as he steadily walked to the staircase that led to the third floor. They're getting knocked out over the head for that. Holy fuck. Those thoughts would make World War II Canada green with envy. My brother would never. He knows what would happen. Retracting his gaze, Klein didn't say a word as he walked up to the staircase leading to the third floor. Before dinner, Walter finally returned to the house and briefed him about the situation about the Backland Bike Company shares. Sir, we're lucky enough. Someone has hired a professional lawyer and accountant to investigate the situation, and they offered a price to the seller before the advertisements were published. But in the subsequent negotiations, the price exceeded the buyer's expectations. They had no choice but to give up. This way, we don't have to wait long for the investigation report. We can just hire the original team. What's the current bid? Klein nodded. The buyer that gave up offered £6,000 with a bottom line of 7. The seller didn't divulge the situation about the other buyers. However, from the feedback from various channels, it's at least 8. 8? Not bad. Should I raise it a little more? If I were to raise the price a little and the other party gives up, wouldn't it just be awkward? Give me the corresponding report. I'll consider it, Klein nodded. Lyola, how's it going? Nothing much. I think we're just going through the daily stuff right now. I totally get how this would be boring for someone, but as like a accounting major and stuff, and as someone who did spend a lot of time in banking, I just find this fun because it's just like it's my day job. Was my day job, rather. After flipping through the report and having dinner to accentuate his extravagant but brilliant image as someone who did solid work, Klein turned his head to Richardson and said, "Prepare the two-wheel carriage. We'll make a trip outside." He was originally imagining that Richardson would ask him in surprise. A two-wheeled carriage didn't seem befitting, but to his surprise, his valet politely flashed a curious look. "All right, sir." Submissive and never asking why. That's also an advantage. After getting on the two-wheeled carriage, he instructed, "Let's circle around Backland Bridge area in the East Borough." Richardson still didn't ask about his master's motives and got the coachman to steer the horses carefully. Which volume do you think the majority loved? I would assume so far the fan favorite would probably be 3 as well, I would assume. I think in general, I think Romero and most people said I think 6 is the fan favorite, I think. As the carriage passed through the Sherwood Borough, it arrived at the Backland Bridge area under the illumination of street lamps. Klein didn't give a destination, and he only got the coachman to meander through the nearby streets. He leaned against the carriage wall, looking out at the streets. He saw pedestrians in old clothes walking along with tired faces, as though there was a rush to return home for dinner after a hard day's work. Occasionally, there would be the ringing of a bike passing by. They were as fast as they shot into the distance. In comparison, the riders' expression appeared more lively than pedestrians. They seemed to beam with an indescribable sense of pride. What's your favorite so far? 3, Mr. Shark. 3 as the overall volume for sure. Ending-wise, 1 though. It's an obvious difference in class. Although it's different between a technical worker and an ordinary worker, with the difference in weekly salaries of a pound or two to those with £1 a week. What the fuck was that sentence? Although it's the difference between a technical worker and an ordinary worker, with the difference in weekly salaries of £1 to £2 to those with £1 a week. Klein slowly exhaled as he subconsciously looked up at the sky. At that moment, darkness had already completely covered Backland, but the smog wasn't too serious. After the Great Smog, the management of the environment is improving day by day. However, the situation with the lower class workers still hasn't improved a lot in the East Borough. Although their salaries might be higher and the working hours a little better, the number of people surging in, prices have risen across the board, reducing the effects of the salary hike. The improvements in working hours have just gone from 15 to 16 hours to 11 to 12. They're just fixing the greatest problems. As for the other ones that didn't rear their ugly head, they're neglecting them. The kingdom is still undergoing reforms. Many things haven't been straightened out. On the future, the Admiral of Stars, Cattleya, stood behind the windows in the captain's cabin, watching Frank Lee push wooden barrels into the shadows. He's recently been researching the growth of plants in dark environments. Why did he suddenly become normal? Cattleya frowned with suspicion, often worrying that Frank Lee would create some huge invention. Will you read Volume 1 after finishing Lord of the Mysteries? Its peak? We can talk about it, Nightwalker. We can talk about it. I don't mind. Volume 1 is like 180 chapters or so, give or take, about 200, something along there. I'll get Nina to ask later. Just as she had this thought, her spiritual perception was triggered. She turned her head to see a letter on her desk. As a faint smile curled on her lips without her realizing it, Cattleya walked over, tore open the envelope, and read it. There are 2 obelisks that don't belong to the Church of Storm, swimming north from Sonia Island towards the Abyss Maelstrom. Find the direct descendant of the Abraham family. You did well. 213? Good lord. I mean, yeah, we can. Again, I'm happy to read it, but again, we're gonna take a little bit of a break though. We're gonna finish Lord of the Mysteries. I'm gonna take like probably a little like a week off from streaming or something, and then we will watch something else, or sorry, we will like read something else, manga or a web novel, and then we can read Volume 1 again, and then restart COI or something. That's probably the order we're looking at, okay? The Abyss Maelstrom was the name of the dangerous area at the sea, and not the Abyss. Abraham family. Cattleya thought for a moment, and without any clues, she planned on asking at the next Tarot Club gathering. Maybe Reverend Insanity? Yeah, I'm not reading something that long, Thunder. I love the concept of it. I'm sure I would love it, but it's so long. The next morning, after divining that if he should raise the price again, Klein said to his butler, "Hire the team and continue the investigation, or continue the negotiation. My bottom line is £9,000. All right, sir. Walter then immediately said with an apologetic look, "Something happened at home. I wish to have half a day off." "No problem. Do you need anything else?" "Thank you for asking. I can handle it. And it's not too urgent. I will first handle the matter regarding the negotiation first. What chapter do you think you will be when the donghua drops?" "Well, 3 more days. I will be close to 800 Thunder, or sorry, Nagato, but I don't know exactly. I remember it's shorter than Lord of the Mysteries, though? I don't think so, Thunder. Mother of Learning is like 100 chapters, and Perfect Run is similar. Might be mistaking it for something else. No, Mother of Learning, I don't mind. Mother of Learning or Thrones of Magical Arcana, I think is also, I've also heard is good because it's a lot of science, and I love sciencey stuff, but it's really long. Bottom line in finance terms means like it's like bottom of the balance sheet, which is profit. So basically it's saying like, listen, we're not going anything like over this. It's a little confusing, but yeah, like same thing when we say like for example, like in finance terms, we'll make a lot of like golf references. So it'll be like, oh, par is like, okay, you did what you were supposed to. Above par in golf is bad, because above par means like par is like how many strokes an adequate player would take at that hole, and if you went above par, you took more than you should have. But in finance, when you say like above par, that means a good thing. It's like, what the fuck? So yeah, it's like confusing. Perfect Run is actually short and fun. Oh, that sounds okay. Perfect Run? I don't. That sounds fun. We can do Perfect Run. How many chapters is it? No problem. Klein didn't ask any further as he permitted him to take off. After his butler left the room, Klein looked at Richardson and said, "Did Walter meet anyone this morning?" "Mr. Butler received a letter," Richardson replied. 7:55, switchboard receptionist. Perfect Run is 130 chapters long. We can do Perfect Run. He received a letter, didn't he? But I'm gonna be honest. Lord of the Mysteries is gonna take a long time to finish, guys. Because at my rate, we could probably complete it in another 3 months. Because 3 months is how long we took to get to halfway. Continuing that outwards, we could finish in 3 months or so. But you have to remember, with the donghua coming out, and me possibly working as well, my pace is probably going to slow down significantly, right? He received a letter. Didn't he say something happened at home? Walter's family lives in Backland, so if there's really anything wrong, they can directly come over via public carriage or rental carriage. Wouldn't that be faster than sending a message by mail? With his salary and land in the countryside, he can definitely afford it. He slowly returned to the reclining chair, sat down, and began to seriously read the papers. Upon seeing this, Richardson didn't say a thing as he silently retreated from the room. After hearing the light click, Klein cast his gaze from the papers and looked at the door. He thought, "I've discovered another advantage of Richardson, but you will finish it before the end of the year, right?" "I I mean, yeah, the year is like 5 months remaining. We should definitely be able to finish in 5 months. Hopefully. Because it took us about 2 months to get to halfway. Or 2 months of reading. 3 months of time, but like 3 weeks I had to take. I wasn't able to stream, right? So, really, we're looking at like 2 months. 5 months we should be able to do, yeah. I've discovered another advantage of Richardson. He enjoys observing his surroundings and is able to notice information of value. Back when Bishop Electra was a member at the Guest of Parliament Maury Mock's house, he was the first to notice from the balcony. However, this is different from a spectator. His focus is more on the event rather than details. Walter seems a little abnormal. Could this be the additional development Erdest mentioned? Regardless, I'll divine the matter first. I don't want danger to come at me without realizing. With this in mind, Klein immediately entered the bathroom and went above the grey fog. Every time he appeared as the Fool, his inner shell beneath the grey fog would wear Klein Moretti's appearance. It wouldn't overlap with any of his personas. Due to the lack of information, he could only divine about any danger that targeted himself. Therefore, he didn't use dream divination. He removed his spirit pendulum and wrote the divination statement, "Walter's abnormality will bring me danger." He opened his eyes to see the topaz spinning counterclockwise at a rather ordinary speed, meaning Walter's abnormality wouldn't bring him any danger. Hello everyone, is the servant tweaking yet? Hello Mr. Loki, I don't think quite yet, but I think we're about to start. Walter has a special quest. Yes, it's like RPG game where it's like, hey, if you put these two as members of your party, you're gonna get a special quest. But this can only mean that I might not encounter any danger through this problem. In addition, there's also another possibility. The danger depends on whether I make the appropriate choice. Oh my god. If I were to rashly get myself involved, something that isn't dangerous might become dangerous. Just as he put this matter on hold, he saw the crimson star representing the Hermit Chorus Gate. Does this mean the payment for the Luck of Scales is here? He was left disappointed because Cattleya was only requesting Mr. Fool to pass on a message to the Hanged Man. She didn't mention when she would close the deal with the world. There are obelisks at the Abyss Maelstrom north of the Sonia Sea. The Hanged Man is pretty lucky. At least he isn't like me, needing to enter the ruins of the battlefield of gods. Of course, obelisks can be dangerous too. It's not easy to use one as a ritual. Have you read The Climber? I sure have, Pushkar. That is probably my second favorite manga of all time. Mr. Hangedman might even need the Sea God's help. Ma'am Hermit's request is actually to find the direct descendant of the Abraham family. This means that Queen Mystic is rather aware of Mr. Door's origins. The Emperor mentioned it to her? Klein began making connections from Cattleya's words as he drew the corresponding image to the Crimson Star representing the Hanged Man. At this moment, Aldrich Wilson had just finished his report and passed his examination, allowing him to return to the Blue Avenger. Just really quickly, since Pushkar brought it up, I just look at this. Hold on. Like, I don't know if you guys see that, but like, I took this from like, look at how beautiful that is. Oh my god. Or like, this one, hold on. This one, I find this is so beautiful, dude. Holy fuck, how does someone draw this? It's amazing. Or last one. Like, look at the reflection on his eyes. I haven't read all the Climber, but it's so good, Pushkar. I can't recommend it enough, dude. Holy shit. I did give every pathway a tarot card. Well, kind of. I think I forgot a few. Like, it's so beautiful. Holy fuck. I can't praise the Climber enough, dude. At that moment, Alder had just finished his report and passed the examination, allowing him to return to the Blue Avenger. When he saw the endless grey fog and heard the hermit's words, he walked to the captain's cabin with a deadpan expression, keeping his pace normal. Upon entering the room and closing the door, he came in front of an alcohol cabinet, took out a bottle of Lanty Proof, his most beloved drink, and poured half a cup. He downed it like it was water. During this process, he kept his eyes half closed. Alder put down the cup, wiped his mouth, and chuckled. Abraham family's direct descendants? This might be difficult for others, but I can ask Miss Magician. Her teacher is one. Cattleya still doesn't know. He quickly reined in his emotions and paced about, finally giving up on his idea and responded frankly to Cattleya's request. Admiral of Stars won't ask for my help. At the tarot gathering next week, she might announce this mission to everyone, and Miss Magician's and the others know Miss Magician is a member of the Abraham family. There's no point about lying about matters that can be easily exposed. I shouldn't jeopardize possible future transactions for some petty gains. Honesty is the best policy, at times. Alder then bowed his head and recited the fool's honorific name. Please inform the hermit that she can ask Miss Magician for clues regarding the direct descendants of the Abraham family. After settling the request by Cattleya, Alder took the initiative to mention his encounter during the night of the blood moon and inquired to Mr. Fool about whether the item that resonated with the ocean songster's Beyonder characteristic was the Book of Calamity, and if the female holding the golden cup was Kohanem. Something like that happened? Queen of Calamity might not be completely dead. It's likely that she had split her Beyonder characteristic, splitting them into Book of Calamity and the one in the undersea ruin. Yes, there's even a third or fourth portion, but I have no idea where they are. Klein confirmed that the elf was indeed the Queen of Calamity, Kohanem. This wasn't based on intuition, but logical inference. He had once obtained the golden cup that Kohanem loved, and a similar vessel appeared in the dream. Ocean songster Syadas knew of Queen Calamity's daily trivialities, and she had a strong relationship with the angel, which strongly implied that she was an elf that attended to Kohanem. It was completely understandable that the Beyonder characteristic was left behind, she left behind resonated with the Book of Calamity. With this in mind, Klein recalled another matter. He had given Kohanem's beloved golden cup to Vice Admiral Iceberg Edwina for her to bury in Syadas' tomb. If Queen of Calamity isn't dead, will the golden cup form any mutation of the corpse of any elves close to her? Klein did a count of the time and discovered that he couldn't be certain if the golden dream had reached the Sonya Sea. If Queen of after some thought, he replied to the hanged man, "That's right." Following that, he forwarded the message to the Crimson Moon representing the Hermit. Oh, is Klein the switchboard operator? Because he's basically just passing messages along? Cute. After doing all this, Klein conjured the world and made him pray. Honorable Mr. Fool, tell Danitz to pass on a message to Edwina about the existence of the abnormality between Syadas' corpse and the golden cup. After doing that, Klein exhaled and threw the corresponding image to the specially labeled point of light beside him. He then returned to the real world. After coming before his changing mirror, he looked at the grey sideburns and blue eyes as he curled up the corners of his lips. He knew that he had returned from being Mr. Fool to the mysterious merchant, Dwayne Dantes. Bayam, in a primitive forest, Danitz, who was having a feast in a particular base of the resistance, suddenly trembled as he nearly choked on the liquid in his mouth. Although this wasn't the first time he was receiving an answer from the fool, he was still apprehensive and afraid. Just came to say my day's gotta go. Alright, no worries, guy. Thanks for popping by, man. Danitz was having a feast, nearly choked on the liquid in his mouth. Although this wasn't the first time he was receiving an answer from the fool, he was still apprehensive and afraid. After he identified the figure and his words, he heaved a sigh of relief, and knew that Gehrman was getting him to do something. Ask the captain. That's easy. The Golden Dream will pick me up in a few days. Gehrman isn't crazy, and is even sincere and reverent before the mighty fool. Meanwhile, in the future, Cattleya received a response that surprised her. Ask Miss Magician? She seems to be a beyonder of the apprentice pathway. She's related to the Abraham family? As expected, she's not simple. Cattleya considered a moment and decided if she ought to give the hanged man a new mission because she wasn't sure if Miss Magician was willing to divulge the clues to the Abraham family. Walter returned to 160 Bacon Street in the afternoon with a normal expression like before. He had apparently resolved everything. Klein didn't ask. He felt that his relationship hadn't reached a point where his butler could be totally frank with him. Furthermore, the problem hadn't blown up before him in a way that couldn't be hidden. Time quickly passed as he had lessons. The next morning, with the arrival of the full moon, Klein brought along Richardson and rode his high-end carriage to St. Samuel Cathedral. He wasn't worried about the donation that would happen, because Miss Magician had just paid him £1,000. He now had £21.86, so it wasn't difficult for him to donate a few £100. Oh god. It's only not too difficult, Klein sighed inwardly as he walked into the cathedral. Oh my god. He has to donate a couple £100? Oh, it's not that important. God damn it. This is like walking in and having to donate like $10,000 to the church. God damn. By the way, we can now do one more emoji for members, okay? Which one? I don't know. You guys let me know if there's one you guys like. But now, whichever one we do, we're now going to be stuck with these ones for a while, okay? We're not getting any more emojis for members for a little bit. Because the emojis we get are based on the number of members, and the next one is going to be at like 10 more members, so it's going to be a while though until we get the next one, so just think about it. If anyone has an idea, whether it's the one that Milos is talking about or anything else, let me know, and just send it in the Discord. Cooking or cooked emoji, that's actually pretty good too. After waiting for nearly 10 minutes outside the prayer hall, Klein and the other believers who were here to join the moon mass entered under the priest's lead. Needed an emoji? No, Justin, no. You can't do this to me. In the dark and serene atmosphere, they heard uniform and ethereal chanting. No, no. Fuck you, Justin, for saying it. Justin is like among the only people Justin is older than me, no? He's such a bitch. Oh, he threw me under the bus. For the lightest bit of validation, he threw me under the bus, you piece of shit, Justin. After waiting nearly 4 Full-faced above the land stood the crimson moon, and sweet it was to dream of themselves, of child, of wife, of parents, but evermore. Holy and rhythmic voices sound in the prayer hall, as the believers involuntarily quieted down. Okay, if you guys can find a good Ankh emoji, just send that. We'll get it added, okay? Thank you, FQ. I have been backstabbed by my own members. Just you bitch, FQ. Oh god. It's always the one closest to you that hurt you the most, Dr. Z. It's always the one closest to you. Under the guidance of a few priests, they found their seats. In front of the altar, Bishop Electra, who was in charge of celebrating the Mass, held the revelation of the Evernight and began preaching. As the segment came to an end, priests held up water and bread as they began handing them to Klein and company. This was the loving grace of the Evernight, food that both the living and the dead could share. Having not have had dinner, Klein naturally didn't waste the bread of average quality and the water in the cup. Then he saw the candles light up on the altar. Under the darkness, they appeared like stars, emitting light and warmth that eased one's heart. Isn't Lord Baelish closest to you? No. I mean, Milos is my strongest soldier, for sure. Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. 25 was... No, FQ. What I said was, at 25, you're at death's door. Hardly the same. God. Holy fuck, I'm so sleepy. At that moment, Bishop Electra led the few priests and everyone in the choir to chant in unison. We look upwards into the night sky. We tenderly say her name, Evernight Goddess. We know no other words except Evernight Goddess. May the Goddess draw out the angel chorus. May the silent sweet with the silent sweet to gather, and hold both within her right hand, which is gentle. I don't think there's even a point, Pushkar. I think everyone just agrees that it's the... You backstabber? Wait, what? What did I do? Dr. Z, what? Milos, the angel of art. Milos, my strongest soldier, the angel of art. Lord Baelish. and hold within her right hand, which is gentle, Goddess. If she heard us say, she would surely agree, smiling with purity at the dead. You said 25 is death. I'm 26. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Come and rest and sleep well, my children. The empty voice, filled with holiness, drilled into every believer's eyes. It felt as if all the spirits present were resonating in unison. We already have a... No, we don't have a fours emoji, but all members, once they've done that for like 2 months, we'll have fours right next to them. So I think Ramiro and a couple others will be hitting the fours badge in like a couple days. As a Sequence 5 Beyonder, Klein felt his soul body was being cleansed as his spirituality naturally flowed out in comfort. Following that, we need to change that, Wiz. Sharon better. True, we should actually change that to Miss Sharon, you're right. Okay. Following that, a tranquil darkness seemed to appear before his eyes, a darkness without any sound. In the darkness, corpses lay there, their faces calm and at peace, as though they weren't dead but were in a deep sleep. Klein calmly traversed the darkness in a steady manner when he suddenly stopped and looked diagonally ahead, at the spot where the moonflowers were blooming. There were the hatless, and there were a few people sleeping. The hatless Dun Smith, Old Neil, the short Kenley. They closed their eyes in a relaxed manner as a faint smile appeared on their lips. Around them were the erected tombs of each of them having the same word, Guardian. Klein instantly closed his eyes as a holy and ethereal voice resounded in his ears. Cross your hands humbly over your breast, make your silent prayer, and shout from the bottom of your heart. The only escape is tranquility. Klein lowered his head, raised up his hands, and repeated silently, the only escape is tranquility. This repeated again and again until the prayer hall reached a state of extreme silence. Only then did Klein open his eyes again and rub the corners of his eyes. He slowly exhaled and glanced around him. With the light from the candles, he discovered that most of the believers were covered in tears without realizing it. The moon mass is akin to a ritual with beyonder powers. Do you want any chibi art specifically? Can be anyone, group version, animal version, for example. If you have one username, do request one of Sharon, because then we can get like a 1x1 of Sharon, because we can replace 4s. Yeah. Oh, okay. If Sharon would be great if we can get that. They would only believe that it's the result of the goddess's greatness and not some extraordinary power. Sequence 5 Beyonders of the Evernight pathway seem to gain a significant enhancement in the control of spirits. I'll just check if they haven't done already. Okay, thank you, username. Klein withdrew his gaze as he made a judgment. Right on the heels of that, replacing force with Sharon as a W idea. Listen, none of the none of the Force enjoyers are members, so we can so this will be kind of like this is some true elitism. Right on the heels of that, he recalled the darkness and the deceased that lay amidst the moonflowers. Closing his eyes, Sharon or I'm a Force enjoyer. Damn it. Alright, okay. Wait, Pushkar, really? 4s over Sharon, bro? Really? I mean, you guys know where I stand. My stance for like a good 2 weeks was that Klein should make 4s a traveler and then kill her and take her characteristic. Klein closed his eyes, allowing his thoughts to drift. That dark plain filled with moonflowers is the goddess's divine kingdom. What does the source of danger in the nighttime inside the battle of the gods ruin correspond to? Klein gradually outlined the cold darkness and the fog that enveloped the sea on the eastern front of the Sonya Sea. Oh, thank you, Milosh. Okay. Okay. So we have 2 options, okay? You guys let me know which one we want. We can do either or, okay? We can either do this one, which is very cute, but it is not great quality, so this is not going to be great. Or we can do the one username sent, which is this one. This is also very cute. I personally think this one is better, but you know, you guys let me know. Replace Demoness one with Sharon. Oh, we can replace Trissy with Sharon. We can do that. We can keep fours and then do Trissy if you guys want. How about we do that, Romero? Can we? How about we do? Wait, no. We'll okay. Actually, what we'll do is we'll switch the Demoness. Wait, you want to keep Trissy? No. This one's great username. Yeah, you don't have to request anything else. This is great. Now keep what? Trissy. Okay. Okay, we'll keep Trissy. We'll keep Trissy, I guess. Is that the link? Okay. Thanks, Suzanne. Okay, fine. Okay, let's go back to reading. Klein gradually outlined the cold darkness and the fog that enveloped the sea on the southern, on the eastern front of the Sonia Sea. In the fog, there was an ancient pitch-black cathedral with a steeple. Ravens spiraled above it as though they were holding a memorial or were in grief. Oh wait, username, can I bug you for one last thing? Can you check if there's some Trissy at ChibiR2? I'm curious. In the fog, there was an ancient pitch-black cathedral with a steeple. Ravens spiraled around it as though they were holding a memorial or were in grief. Around the cathedral were ordinary residents, simple wooden huts, grayish white mills, and indistinct figures. Logically speaking, this foggy scene seems intricately tied to the night and the dreams that should be formed from the aura left behind when the goddess slayed Flagrea, but it doesn't seem to have any similarities with the corresponding divine kingdom. What's the 4th month emoji? Give me a quick second. I don't remember offhand. Sent, but if you want a different look, you can request. We'll take a look. That Trissy one is cute. No, that one's good. Take notes, important lore. Oh, sounds good. I'm gonna need to reread that. I totally was not reading it though. Oh wait, I don't actually know what the 6-month one is. What the fuck? Hold on. So I have Roselle, Fours. Fours will replace with the thing. Sharon. Trissy at 2 months, and then 6 months. I don't actually know who that is. Who is this? What? I can't see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I will find out for you. I will find out for you, Pushkar. I don't know. I'll have to find the image and take a look. I don't know offhand. Mortals can't pry into the secrets of deities, so perhaps the dark plains filled with flowers isn't a projection of the divine kingdom, but rather an outcome of a ritual. Seeing that the moon mass was coming to an end, Klein reached into his inner pocket and took out his wallet. What are you hassling me for now? Weren't you the one? I was. But the image is so small I can't see it, okay? What the fuck are you hassling me for now? Romero, it's in dark mode, bro. I don't... What do you mean? God, I'm just getting hassled all the time. Holding his wallet, he got up and entered the aisle, walked straight to the altar, and under the bishop's compassionate watch, he walked diagonally over to the donation box. Bro, changed it real quick. You're lying. I ain't changed a fucking thing. You're seeing stuff. What are you talking about? He tapped his chest 4 times counterclockwise, drew out the crimson moon before throwing in all his large denomination notes. £300. It's a picture of Klein. Oh, thank you, Justin. £300. At that moment, Klein didn't feel the pinch like before. He was in a very calm mood because he recalled a ritual used by old Neil to repay his debt. Back then, he picked up a wallet containing £300. Taking a step back, he drew the crimson moon again and gave a spot to the donor behind. At that moment, Electra walked over and drew the crimson moon and said, "May the goddess bless you." May the goddess know about it. And what I wish now is to receive some teachings, Klein replied. If you don't mind waiting 15 minutes, I can explain the Bible to you in the library, Bishop Electra said. I would love that, Klein replied. £300. I think a pound is about $100, Pushkar, I think it is. I would love that, Klein smiled. Bishop Electra immediately got a priest to lead Dwayne and his servant to the prayer hall. There was a huge bookshelf here, and on it were various books from the Evernight Goddess's church, tables and chairs lining the side for priests and bishops to study and preach. 12 minutes later, Bishop Electra entered the library with a calm smile and saw Dwayne Dantes and his sideburns standing in front of the bookshelf. Flipping through a book with great focus, he exuded the vibes of a scholar. 30K exactly. What are you reading? He asked with a smile. The Revelations of Evernight. Klein snapped the book together and said with a self-deprecating laugh, "To be frank, although I'm a pious believer, I've never had the time to seriously sit down and read the Bible due to my busy life." As he spoke, he didn't show any odd signs on his face, but he felt uneasy deep down. He was afraid the goddess would smite him to reward this pious believer. Well, lightning isn't in a goddess's domain, Klein consoled himself. It's never too late to begin, the bishop said. Following that, he invited Dwayne to sit down and systematically introduce the revelation of the Evernight structure and corresponding holy word. Richardson held his employer's hat and cane and stood a slight distance away, silently waiting to listen to the bishop's preachings. As time ticked by, when Klein, who appeared serious, suddenly felt a spiritual perception trigger. A scene outside the door formed in his mind. Outside the door, an elder dressed in black clergyman robes walked by and headed for a nearby spiral staircase. He had luscious white hair, but he didn't comb it, making him look rather disheveled. This figure quickly vanished from the door as his footsteps sounded like they were coming from above. A keeper, but not the one I met in the prayer hall. It's his turn today. Klein paid attention to Bishop Electra as he wore a contemplative look over the Bible's contents. Last calculation got £1 is 100. That's great. Holy fuck, I apologize. What JoJo stand do I like? Oh, dude, I was actually dying. The tea went down the wrong pipe. Holy fuck. What stand do I like? That's a great question. What is pawn? I think I like Polar Rift stand. I think I enjoyed that one quite a bit. The fucking rapier thing, you know what I'm talking about? I feel like I enjoyed that one quite a bit. Absolute Murder Man, that's pretty good too. Another name that comes to mind is King Crimson. What was King Crimson's power? King Crimson JoJo. King Crimson. Skips time. Skip time. Okay, well, yeah, that one. Okay, that one is also cool. But so probably but I don't know. What? Emperor Red? What? What is Emperor Red? I've never heard that. He wasn't surprised that the keeper would appear inside the cathedral and pass by the library at this time. This was because the sealing forces behind Chanis Gate legal issues made them use bad names. Oh, yeah, because there's a band by that name too, right? Yeah, I see. Whole Horse? Oh, that's actually pretty good too. It wasn't suitable, but you know what a true stan likes? A true stan likes hamon, okay? Fuck stands, gimme hamon. It wasn't suitable for living creatures to remain inside. Therefore, the keepers only entered at sunrise and left at sunset. I just need to remember what day and date it is today. Later, with more information, I'll be able to figure out their rotation schedule. This way, I'll be able to act with a corresponding target at the right time. Klein finally got up and bade farewell 30 minutes later. He smiled at the bishop and said, "I'm wondering if I have the honor to listen to your preachings in the future." "No problem, as long as you come to the cathedral and I have the time." Spoken. I don't know what to do to fit in. You guys suck. Klein didn't harp on the details to prevent any suspicion. He earnestly thanked him and left the cathedral. He returned home and enjoyed dinner as he leisurely spent the rest of the night. Late at night, the sleeping Klein opened his eyes. His intuition told him someone had infiltrated the mansion. Dun dun dun, the plot thickens. Do we put on fight music? What's happening? Oh, Killer Queen. True. That one is actually pretty cool too. Don't try to fit in. Embrace being a weirdo. That's the essence of acting like a monster. Oh, God. Creepy music? What counts as creepy music? Oh, this one. Someone has infiltrated the compound. Klein didn't immediately sit up. All he did was slowly turn to the side and reach his left palm under the pillow. He secretly held Death Knell, and at the same time spread out his left hand, preparing to activate Creeping Hunger. After knowing that it was difficult to find food for Creeping Hunger in Backland, he had infiltrated the prisons in Desi-based Content City and found an inmate on death row, and confirmed there wasn't any mistake in the judgment before feeding him to the glove. You remember Sea Moon? Not offhand. Sea Moon. What is this? Huh? Stone Ocean. From Poochie? I don't know. Wait, is this from Stone Ocean Part 2 or is this Stone... Wait, was there a Part 2 of Stone Ocean? Am I making that up? There was a Part 2 of Stone Ocean, right? Yeah, but didn't Stone Ocean wasn't Stone Ocean published in 2 parts? Or like 2 cores or whatever? Am I wrong? I think... I don't remember it. Had Maiden have any had Sea Moon? Okay. No, I don't remember it offhand, dude. Man. Wait, do you guys want to sometime do like a watch party for JoJo's? We can do a watch party for JoJo's. That'd be fucking awesome. The Rose School of Thought has locked onto me. No, it's impossible for them to be that quick. Besides, if it's them, they wouldn't just come, but would wait for an opportunity. They will seize the opportunity when I'm passing by a secluded spot. Could do SBR when it comes out. Oh, that's true too. They will seize the opportunity when I'm passing by a secluded spot and strike so as to not alarm official organizations. I donated too much money at Moon Mask, causing criminals to target me? A generous tycoon does seem like an easy target. Of course, I can't rule out the regular investigation of the Nighthawks. Right on the heels of that, there was a sound of a lock turning as the floor-to-ceiling window was pulled open nearly silently. Klein carefully listened and sensed the footsteps pass through the half-open door into the corridor. After a pause, the footsteps walked towards the master bedroom before passing it, turning the doorknob to his valet's room. He went to the wrong room? Or is he here to find Richardson? Klein released his grip on Death Knell and reached to his iron cigar case that wasn't too far. He removed the wall of spirituality. An illusory figure in a dark red coat and triangular hat appeared beside him. It then walked into the full-body mirror. When Senor, the Wraith Marionette, jumped into the glass window in Richardson's room, he saw a figure with yellow-orangish skin, raven black hair, soft facial features walk out of the room. As for Anderson, he was silently sitting by the edge of the bed, his body leaning forward, his back hunched. Horror colored his face as he showed a weak and stumped expression. Finally, he fell silent. He's indeed here for Richardson. He resembles someone from the southern continent, agile and skilled, not an ordinary person. Okay, I don't like this. Is there other music? Okay, this is so much better. Fuck, I don't want the other one. I didn't like that. I didn't enjoy the other music. That was horrible. This is a friend that Richardson got to know at the manor in the southern continent, or a maternal relative. Richardson is a valet with an annual salary of £35. What matter would need his help? At that moment, he realized that why Richardson was good at observation. He was afraid of being found. I hope it's not too big a problem and won't affect my plans. I'll later divine the matter. If Richardson is unable to solve the problem, I'll terminate him. Seeing his valet lie back down, Klein pulled back his wraith. Meanwhile, Leonard once again entered the fog-immersed backland. He had previously questioned the Daily Observer reporter Mike Joseph and received the news that Sherlock didn't proactively involve himself in the Landavis matter, instead was hired. This made his suspicions drop drastically. If it wasn't because this detective had been slightly involved in the Kappa matter and how he had a close relationship with Emlyn White, Leonard would have had thoughts of giving up. As for Sherlock, he didn't have many friends at the Quelaag Club. One of them dying in the matter involved Prince Edisac, while the other was a reporter, Mike Joseph. Leonard only had one target left, Dr. Aaron Cersei's. As soon as he gets there, he's probably going to see the wife, and and the old man is going to go, "Hey, there's a fucking angel in here, bro." From the dossier, this doctor was once involved in a Beyonder matter of the monster pathway. After the item was stopped, he stopped being unlucky or having nightmares. His life returned back on track. Most people that Sherlock know are involved in Beyonder matters. He sure isn't ordinary. Upon entering the dream, he casually found a sofa to sit in and asked Dr. Aaron, "Tell me in detail how you got to know Sherlock." Angels hiding in bodies meeting. The Will Ossepton and the Zoroast angel just staring at each other going, "You, me, both of..." Alright, fair enough. In the dream, Aaron didn't lie. He started from how Mrs. Mary introduced Sherlock into the Quelaag Club, and how he was one of the recommenders. He continued until the detective suggested that he inform the Church of the Evernight Bishop about his matters. The truth is described in the dossier. Sherlock seems rather friendly towards official Beyonders. He was endorsed by Isengard. After Aaron finished recounting everything in detail, he said, "He headed to the south for a vacation. He hasn't returned. I've been worried about him. But he's a detective. I believe nothing bad will happen to him. I just wish that he can participate in the celebration of my child's birth." Perhaps. Leonard suspected that Sherlock might never return to Backland. That car passing by each other? Oh, that one. Yeah. He then politely bade farewell and walked out of Aaron's dream. After taking a few steps forward, he subconsciously looked back and saw inside the house with a garden. Blurry spherical lights that represented different dreams filled the entire space. Everything was fine. Was it a mistake on my part? I keep feeling as though something about me is changing, Leonard muttered as he turned to fly to Pinster Street. Everything he could see was covered in dense fog. Suddenly, Leonard stopped flying as he cast his gaze at the building. In that house, there were 5 spherical lights floating in silence, making it look different from other buildings. What is happening? However, Leonard's spiritual perception told him that there was apparently a black blob in the house which could absorb all light. Furthermore, he discovered that he didn't recognize the street he was at. He felt alarmed, suspected that he was seeing something that shouldn't be seen. He retracted his gaze and prepared to leave and head home. At that moment, the building looked ordinary, and sounded with a teasing voice. "Why don't you come in for a cup of tea?" The thought erupted in Leonard's mind as he flew at high speeds without even thinking. In his spiritual perception, the terrace house lining the back, the garden, the tiny buildings were burgeoning in size, as the doors and the windows turned into moths biting at him. The nearby black street lamps were extending in height, making the surroundings appear like a forest of steel that seemed to stop Leonard. Leonard didn't stop or turn. He felt a chill run down his back as it became more and more obvious. A nightmare getting a nightmare. Not even a nightmare, a soul assurer getting a nightmare. He's above nightmare, but he's not above Will Osupton. Leonard, his body stiffened as though he was being grabbed by countless hands. Just as he felt that, he couldn't hold out any longer. He saw a familiar house where a familiar window and light stood. He held his breath and plunged down abruptly and fell back into his dream. He jolted awake and found himself drenched in sweat. Old man, what did I actually encounter? The slightly aged voice in his mind replied, after a few seconds, I am not sure. Who? The old man for once is like, what the fuck happened here? Leonard's eyelids drooped immediately as he didn't pursue the matter. He then cast his gaze out the window and saw lights everywhere in Backland's night sky. 160 Bachland Street, inside Dwayne Dantas' mansion. Sir, ma'am Wahana Hyson is here. Richardson entered. Klein put down his paper and looked up. Glancing at his valet, he discovered that he was still apprehensive of the man of few words. If it wasn't because the divination outcome was okay, suddenly firing an employee might incur suspicion. 15 minutes later, he was holding his etiquette teacher, Wahana, in an embrace. As he began to learn another common dance. I feel as though I'll be losing my job in a few days. After a while, Wahana praised Dwayne Dantas for the progress. When she was done, she added, however, you're still a little restrained. Although you don't have to act like Intus men who cling closely to ladies, you don't have to constantly maintain a distance either. It's normal to make the occasional contact. The way you're behaving now makes one appear rigid and dull. My volume a bit? Yeah, no problem. Okay. That should be better, Nightwalker. Let me know if that's okay. That is interesting, though. Why the fuck does my volume keep fluctuating around? Give me one more quick second. Okay, let's try that. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Okay, let me know if the voice is like I'm just gonna check if the voice is distorted. It shouldn't be, but let me just. No, I think it sounds fine. Okay. Does this mean that being too close to ladies is an act of rudeness? It also implies I'm full of charm, and that he might embarrass himself if he's too close. This is a euphemistic form of praise. Wahana thought and said with a smile, You have learned well. Ma'am, you seem frustrated. Oh, it's nothing serious. My husband is a businessman. And he recently had some minor conflicts with some people. We can resolve the matter. Oh, your question was too direct. Before both parties have established a friendship, it's best not to ask about their matters unless it's obvious. Compared to you, who comes and goes in the families of high society, thus knowing many madams and ladies, as a tycoon who has just arrived, I do lack necessary social connections. Klein thought and gently nodded and said, I thought we were no longer strangers. He then skipped the topic and began talking about his own experiences and his neighbors. Alright, sounds good, Dr. Z. Wahana would mention a few things in response, allowing Klein to better grasp the traits and preferences of his neighbor. After Wahana left, Klein turned to his butler. Walter, find out what Ma'am Wahana is facing. If she can't resolve it, we'll help her with some timely assistance. Okay. If this chapter is a good place, we'll end it at 58. Is that okay, guys? In the evening, Klein, who had just returned from the cathedral, was just about to enter the dining hall when Walter walked over. "Sir, the matter you wish to investigate has been completed. Let's talk in the study." After the door closed, Walter said, "Ma'am Wahana's husband is a cloth merchant. He's been cooperating with someone and has invested £1,000. But the other party ran off with the goods. She has already sought the help of the Member of Parliament, Mocked, and Ma'am Rihanna to urge the police department to crack the case soon. But the police usually doesn't care to guarantee that they can find the target for such cases." I'm going to look at the art that was sent for Sharon before the chibi art. Sounds good, Milos. Thank you. Client picked up a black fountain pen and on the desk. To Ma'am Wahana's family, £1,000 isn't a small amount. Based on what he knew, an ordinary home tutor didn't earn more than £150. If the employer provided boarding and lodging, the salary would be even lower. Although Wahana served high society, her annual income capped at about £300 or £400. Furthermore, a large amount of her expenses would be spent on dressing, posture, and looks. Yes, her husband's income as a cloth merchant can only be considered average. To him, £1,000 is a rather large investment. It's a lot for me too, Klein sighed inwardly. "I just came to Backland, so I'm not very familiar with the police." Walter immediately replied, "Sir, back when I was under the service of the Viscount Conrad, I knew a few members of Backland's high-ranking police officer association." Backland high-ranking police officer association. That would be the most important members at Civilis Yard. Even the chief superintendents who were in charge of the entire borough might not be qualified for that induction. Civilis Yard referred to the Backland Police Department. It got its name from the street it was located at. Yeah, it's like, there's like a name. Scotland Yard, I think it's what it's based off of, right? It's time to act as a briber. Hell yeah. I'm about to bribe you by shoving a fucking glass of beer down your throat, you bitch. Fix this case. Find the case now, Scotland Yard. Thank you. As expected of a butler who served under a noble family, there's no need to do so for the time being. On this aspect, I'm sure Ma'am Wahana is able to seek out the help of many people. Be it Member of Parliament, Mocked, or others, all of them have the ability to make Civilis Yard place importance on the case. He paused and deliberated and said in passing, "I've seen the lower rungs of society. I know their methods of survival. At times, the police might not be as useful as gang members or bounty hunters. Walter, go to the police department to retrieve the corresponding details and head over to the famous bars in Backland and commission a bounty mission. Regardless of if they find the criminals or a batch of cloth, I'll give them £200 in return." Let's hope those cheats had chosen to remain in Backland. £200? Walter repeated the sum as he couldn't help but steal a glance at his employer. He found it rather unbelievable he would offer so much to solve Wahana's matter. "All right, sir. I'll give you this money directly." Klein slowly got up, took out his wallet. As Walter received a thick wad of cash, he said in thought, "Should I tell Ma'am Wahana?" "There's no need." Enlightened, Walter bowed. "Your generosity will spread through this street." That's actually sweet. He's just helping her. I mean, yes, I know he's doing it because, like, okay, like, if I help her, she'll be nicer to me and she'll help me, like, meet more contacts and stuff. But, like, he's also just being nice, you know? It's like that, it's like imposter syndrome, basically. Like, you guys ever have that where, like, you do something nice for someone and you just feel like, damn, like, you know what? Maybe I'm just doing this kind of selfishly. Like, I'm just doing it because, like, I feel good when I do a nice thing or whatever. Yeah. Eastborough, Darby Street, in a cramped but lively pub. Gio, who had seriously combed her short blonde hair, headed out. She tapped the counter and asked the bartender, "Any new missions today?" He heaved his, if it were anyone else who asked without ordering drinks, the bartender would have ignored him. But upon recognizing Geo, he could only sigh and say, "A very handsome reward, 200 pounds. 200 pounds? Geo nearly suspected that she heard it wrong. Apart from Miss Audrey's missions, she had never seen such a handsome reward. Even the mission to seek out Isaac Eggers only offered 150. Audrey has the money talk, I roar energy. Actually, dude. I find that emoji so cute. Holy shit. It's so adorable. For an ordinary bounty hunter, completing a mission like this was enough to not work for a year. To Geo, it was equally important because she had been helping out the mysterious man in the golden mask the few months. She learned that the man was from MI9, and she was trying hard to earn enough contributions to exchange for the interrogator potion formula. Therefore, the reward she received when completing his task only paid a little. Most of it was exchanged towards contribution points. What's the best advice you've ever heard? Hold on, I probably have a thing for this. I save a lot of quotes, because I find quotes are really helpful for me. I just find them really useful. I'm sure I can get something off the cuff. This is probably not the best one, but there was one that I saw recently that was really helpful, because I have a problem with asking for help. I have a hard time. I will struggle through something by myself, fuck it up, muddle through, break my back. I would rather do it myself than ask for help. I don't know. I just hate asking for help, viscerally. And I just read, it was really simple, and it was, there's no reward for never asking for help. That probably doesn't mean anything to anyone else, but to me that's fuck, I need to hear that. It's important for me to know, hey, I can ask for help. I don't get anything for doing a thing by myself when I could just ask someone else to help me and just do it way fucking easier. So that's probably not the best one, but that's one that's one that recently comes to mind. Once I receive the Lord of the Mysteries... Oh, what the fuck? Once I receive the potion formula, I still have to spend the money to buy the ingredients. And I only have $300 odd. Fours is right. Money isn't omnipotent, but it sure is important. What's the mission? Who commissioned it? Find a few cheats. They cheated the victim of cloth, costing 1,000 pounds. He handed the details over to Geo. The person who commissioned it looked like a butler. He called himself Walter, in the service of Dwayne Dantes from Buckland Street. If you capture the cheat or find the cloth, you can head there to retrieve the bounty. Wait, maybe Fords does this, meets Dwayne Dantes, Klein recognizes her as Geo, and then he inducts her into the Tarot Club, maybe? Geo flipped through the documents and formulated something in her mind. She knew how to conduct the investigation. I'll take the mission, she nodded. You weren't the only one. All the bounty hunters took this one. Besides, they have other ideas. Like what? They say that Dwayne Dantes is so generous, they're willing to recommend themselves if he lacks a bodyguard. However, they later gave up on that idea, since being a bodyguard isn't as free as being a bounty hunter. Even having drinks will have to wait until they're laid off. Or until they're given time off. This is not a problem for me, but I can only be a bounty hunter, Gio nodded. The next day, just as Klein finished breakfast and was preparing to head to his garden, Walter came to him. Sir, there are 2 matters that need your attention. 2 matters? The first matter involves a 10% of the Backland Bike Company. Someone has already offered £10,000. Do you wish to continue the bid? Not bad at all, Klein thought. I'm new in Backland, and there are many things that need me to hold back on. Let's leave it at that. All right, sir. Walter then said, the cheats who scammed Ma'am Wahana have been captured. The bounty hunters have quickly arrived and requested payment. That was quick. Perhaps it's a beyonder good at tracking and searching people. Klein made a preliminary judgment. Walter answered in confirmation. Yes, it's much faster than I imagined. According to the bounty hunter, she did a reverse search from the black market sales before finding the cheats. What's the bounty hunter's name? She seems quite capable. She calls herself Geo. No way. Klein almost stumbled. After calming the upheavals through his heart, he said, keep the bounty hunter's contact method. Perhaps there might be a chance to gain her assistance in the future. All right, sir. Walter didn't find any problem with Dwayne's instructions. Any decent member of high society kept some unofficial means to their chest. How much was reclaimed? Klein asked. The cash and the yet-to-be-sold cloth from the cheat came up to about £850. Very good, Klein nodded. After paying the bounty hunter, help her send the cheats and the goods to a nearby police station. Okay, hold on. Quick divination? Oh, come on, you're kidding, right? Geo is the next member of the Tarot Club? Nah. Leonard is the next member of the Tarot Club. Leonard, my boy. My boy, it's all coming up. Don't think I forgot, Milos. Northborough Police Station. Wahana and her husband looked at the high-ranking inspector in front of them and said, "It's been found? They've been caught?" "Yes." When he informed how much cash in the cloth was left, Wahana and her husband heaved a sigh of relief. They could afford £150 in losses. Furthermore, the remaining cloth still had space for greater application than profit. In essence, they hadn't suffered much of a loss. They repeatedly thanked the inspector, and until someone invited Bacchus to identify the goods and criminals. "Your efficiency has exceeded my expectation. How did you find the cheats?" "In fact, it was done by a bounty hunter. She investigated the black market and caught the suspects." "You offered a bounty?" "No. Someone beat us to it. He offered £200. £200? Who was it that offered the bounty?" The bounty hunter didn't say, but accompanying her was a gentleman dressed as a butler. The inspector described Walter's looks. Wahana vaguely guessed at the butler's identity and leaned back. £200. In the afternoon, Wahana, who came to the Member of Parliament Mock's house to teach her daughter etiquette, first thanked Ma'am Rihanna for their help. After the blackish-green-haired Rihanna said a few words of humility, she asked, "Wahana, I heard that you're Dwayne Dantas' etiquette teacher. What kind of person is he?" "He's a true gentleman. He's warm-hearted, generous, kind, educated, gentlemanly, and very knowledgeable." Unfortunately, Rihanna nodded, turning to look at her proud daughter, and chuckled. "Unfortunately, he's too old, or he might make a good match." "Well, I plan on inviting him to our ball this weekend." Yay! Look at that. We're finally entering high society, boys. We're getting there. Actually, Benson joins the Tarot Club. True. We need an accountant. We need a treasury expert. They wouldn't let me do it, or I would love to. Okay. Good lord, this is a lot of art. Okay. Raynette and Sharon. This is so cute. This is adorable. You might gamble it away, though. I would double it for them, Pushkar, okay? I would double it for them. God. There's no faith at all. This is adorable. Oh my god. What is their connection, though? I'm so curious. Oh my god, this is adorable. Wow, that is also beautiful. That's so well done. What the fuck? This is, look at the dress. Look at how intricate it is, dude. The hair, like, this is so intricate. They would have to mortgage the gray fuck if you were in control. Bro, look at how much I'm up. Look at my all-time, though. I have 600 grand. What do you mean? Look at my run yesterday. Hold on. This was last night. Yeah. Okay. I started at 339. 339. Went all the way up to... keep going. Went all the way up to 549. Are you kidding me? Made 200... No, sorry, more. Because 549 plus 120. So, like, 670. I doubled my money in, like, 10 minutes. And you guys are like, you have no mortgage. Fuck off. Fucking children. Look at this. I'm chilling, brother. I got monies. I got 600 grand. Now gamble everything on a coin flip? No, fuck you. I'm not doing that. Loss. You're kidding. Yeah, there we go. I'm not doing that. You're out of your fucking mind. Gamble it all in divine. If you're an unk. I will take... No, I'm not divining that. No, I don't want the answer to that one. Fuck you. I was going to do it. And I was like, no, I don't want the answer, actually. Okay. Alright, guys. I think we're going to leave it there. Thank y'all for another fantastic stream. If you're new here, consider joining our Discord. Link in the description. We get up to some shenaniganery. Also, if you're interested, let us know where we are doing... Oh yes, art. Oh yes, there was so much more art to look at. I just looked at the 2 pieces of art. Wait, hold on. Yes, okay, let's do art really quickly. Consider joining the Discord though, and if you guys are interested, let us know. We have a couple spots on the Minecraft server too. Client personas. Oh, we have. Oh my god. Previously, I got up until here. I didn't get this new portion. Whoa. Oh, who's that? Who's the next one? I'm so curious. Yes, sorry, Miller. Holy, that is a fat cat. That is a fat cat. Holy fuck. That's a fat cat. In 2 ways. This is very nice. Look at that. Leonard actually looks like a respectable gentleman here. His shirt isn't too open. My god. You normally see Leonard and his shirt is just open all the way through and you're like, bro, put some clothes on, you nasty ass. Look at that. He looks nice. Is he a fucking vampire? Why are his teeth so sharp? What the fuck? Where is T? Oh, is he a vampire? This looks very nice though. What do you think of Cat Klein? Fine. I don't understand what the... I don't know. This is very nice too. Oh my god, those eyes are green as fuck. Those are emerald green. I don't understand the obsession with Klein as a cat, but I mean, it's very cute, so it's all good. Oh, this is nice too. Look at that. All of them are respectable gentlemen. Like, look at that. His shirt's open a little bit, but like a respectable amount. Not like a, god damn, I'm Dwayne. Oh my, he looks like an uncle, no reason for. God damn. You guys are so mean. He looks like a magician, bro. This guy. This kid count as high society? This looks crazy. This looks so over the top. His boss made him dress decent. This looks nice. This looks like a respectable gentleman. This looks like a guy. Scene of chapter's already read. What is chapter 1? Why would the bullet go through the fucking mirror? In what universe does that even make any sense? Why would he be standing... Why would he shoot through the mirror? What? I mean, I get that. I mean... I get it. Artistic liberty, it's fine. Oh, old Neil. Jesus Christ. I'm drawing Chibi Sharon too. Want to see? Yeah, sure, Nightwalker. This just looks wrong. This just looks wrong. This looks like a euphemism. I don't know if he was going for this. He looks like, oh my god. I'm not even gonna say it. This is really nice. I didn't see this before. This is really nice. Experiencing true bliss. He beat the child of a god, and he's like, oh god, wait at it, supreme bliss, and then he gave himself a heart attack from that. Cathedral of Serenity. What chapter was this? Is this when we see Leonard for the first time again after a while? Is that all this is? This looks nice. This looks very cool. Leonard. Sherlock. Klein. Hidden. No, I know that, but I was referring to like what was the thing? What was the event that it's going for? Back in my day, people used to wear respectable clothes. These damn young ones don't. Destination. Damn. Sorry, buddy. These are amazing. This is a one artist? That's amazing. Yeah, I see that. I see that. Thank you. Cat layout. This is very cool. Klein Moretti. Wow, these are beautiful, dude. There's so much detail. Like, even the fucking crows or ravens or whatever these are so detailed. Do you guys want to replace the tarot cards with these? These are so good. I mean, the tarot cards are very uniform, so there's like a nice pattern between them. The fog, everything looks so nice. Audrey and Susie. This looks very nice too. That's a big ass sword. Holy shit. That sword is like as big as his thigh. What the fuck? That's a big axe. That's a big axe. That's a really big axe. Forest. Wow, this is beautiful. She looks so nice here. This is so cute. Emlyn. It looks cool too. This is nice. This is very nice. Jeanne d'Arc reference? Oh, maybe it's a Jeanne d'Arc reference. Ah, maybe that does make sense. Maybe. Sherlock Moriarty. SM. Very cool. Gearman Sparrow. What are these fucking... What is this that he's holding? Dwayne Dantes. Haha, these are so cool. Like, look at how detailed this is, dude. The glassware. Everything is... It's so good. These are amazing. Chibi Sharon. These are adorable. This is adorable. But the quality is... the quality wouldn't look great. This is... Wow, this is really nice, too. So much for... I know! Chibi Sharon, normal Sharon. This is a good start, Nightwalker. This looks nice, man. This is good. This is a good start. I like it. This is very good. All right, guys. I think we're gonna end the stream there. It's Lizard. Is that Nightwalker's thumb? Yes, dox him. Oh, wait. Oh, I see it. Okay. Alright, that's it, guys. We're going to end there. Thanks, y'all. Thank y'all for another fantastic stream. I'm going to try to sleep for like an hour if I can before I have to go pick up my niece. I hope to see y'all again at night. Hopefully I'll see a couple of you in Minecraft in a couple hours. That's it. All right. Yeah, I'll be on later now. We gotta figure out so much shit, dude. All right, that's it, guys. Bye, guys.